Looks like you've been added to the close friends list. Welcome to the new and improved Close Friends List podcast, your weekly dose of laughs, gossip, and really whatever pops into our mind. As you know, the close friends list is always changing and always evolving, so make sure you stay a part of ours. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts and on social media at Close Friends List Pod. We're so excited to have you as a close friend. Now, on to the episode. Welcome back to the Close Friends List Pod, everyone. We are still your hosts, Erin and Adia. Katie's still world traveling. Katie is still world traveling, having the best time, not posting enough photos for me because I want to travel through her, but we know she hates Instagram, so we move on, I guess. But today we have a special guest. She's been on the pod once before, and she hasn't been on it again because she hated us. Just kidding. Just kidding. We have my sister Jay.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Thank you for
Thanks
coming.
for inviting.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course. I thought this would be a great episode for you to jump in on because one, we're keeping the ball rolling from last week of our Black girl moments. And last week was kind of like fun, peppy, upbeat.
Yeah.
Today, we're diving a little deeper. Like, this is the real behind the curtain for all the people who are not, like, so
for these, not for these.
Exactly. But before we get started, usually we have a question of the week, but I enjoyed the segment that we did last week of are they invited to the cookout? So I came up with a list of a few people who Jay knows and loves.
Yes.
And
because I looked at this list and I'm like,
you're like, I don't know who these people are.
This is not for me.
It is not for me. But I was like, well, you'll know some of them, and we can give some input. But are they invited to the cookout part 2? Here we go. I need you to give us like your thoughts behind your answer, like yes, no, maybe, what they're bringing or not bringing. Like, just give us those. Okay, so first we have Sanji from One Piece. Is he invited to the cookout?
So first of all, I know he cooks good food. That's his whole deal.
Yeah, he's a chef.
Yeah. And he respects women. Okay. So I'm leaning towards yes.
Okay.
What is he bringing though?
He'll bring anything that you want. He'll literally do whatever you tell him to do.
Okay.
If you're a woman.
So he's listening and he's like, oh, you want me to bring just like a tossed salad? Like, okay, I'll bring that.
Yeah, he's a simp. So if you say, go get me whatever, cook me a feast, he'll do it.
I don't know about the go-to though, but
are you Googling?
Anything else? Yeah.
Okay, perfect. The next person, Daniel Radcliffe. It's a wild list, so just bear with me.
Wow, where are we going after?
It's all over the world.
It's all over the world.
Daniel Radcliffe.
And if it's a certain era of Daniel Radcliffe, you can also say that too. Because we had a couple of people who, some eras, yes. Other eras, hard, no.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm really thinking. I feel I'm not as... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I'm not as in tune to what he's been up to, like, currently. Obviously, I loved, like, his Harry Potter work.
Yeah.
I think that's why you put him on the list, because I keep sending you, like, edits and stuff.
Oh. I would say, like, for me personally, he's definitely, like, on the wait list. Like, I would...
Yeah.
If not enough people show up, I know we could be like, hey, Daniel, like, do you want to come? You don't need to bring anything.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
sure.
thanks.
So Harry Potter would be a yes for me, but only Half-Blood Prince.
Okay.
Definitely not Chamber of Secrets. Definitely not. Honestly, yeah, that's really the only era is Half-Blood Prince. Because he was just goated in Half-Blood Prince. Like he searching, he was looking, he was finding, like he was doing what he needed to do. And I feel like he would bring that energy to the cookout and really get the party started.
I was thinking like musical era him, that he could be like an entertainer, like a moment.
No way.
And I was like, okay, yeah. So I was thinking that. But like if we're just talking about him in general,
yes. As the person, yes. 100%. Absolutely.
That's so funny. Next person, Gojo.
Yeah.
What are your reasons?
Period. Yes.
Okay. What are your reasons?
100%.
Black girls love him.
Yeah. But does he love black girls? That's the question.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You said that so matter of fact.
I know.
Confirmed.
You said confirmed love.
Everyone loves Gojo. He's the strongest.
Exactly. I mean, Meg Thee Stallion, like her song.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Next person, Hilary Duff.
Right now, all that's coming to my head is her song "Complete." Let the rain.
There's a number of reasons why. I know this is Jay's question, but I feel a way about this. It's 100%.
No, we can all answer.
It's a yes for me. For 3 reasons. Number 1, Come Clean, like you said. Absolute banger. Like she's like, come on.
Yeah.
Number 2, the dance choreo when she was on the Good
Morning America. Yeah.
Like okay. Number 2, because she would be great in the dances. You know, we got everyone coming up and dancing. And number 3, she's got a big butt.
Okay, yeah.
There we go.
I don't know if you've seen it, but
you can look that up later.
I think we all have.
She's got a wagon, and
She also just seems like such a nice person, and so I'm like, okay, yes. Also, the Metamorphosis album changed my life.
Yeah,
changed me as a person.
Please,
like who I am. Anyway.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so yes for Hillary. Are we gonna have any no's? Let's see. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I'll say no for him.
Okay.
You don't need to apologize.
Oh no, insight to why?
No. What is he gonna bring to our cookout? You know, like I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
what fun he would bring. You know, like
party tricks as Doctor Strange. I don't know.
He'll just be the whole time. Just the whole time, and you're like, you're not doing anything. That gets you kicked out of the cookout. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one, Kuro from Haikyuu.
Yeah, but only because I want to stand with him.
He's huge.
He's my anime crush.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, you're like, if he's a real person and coming to a cookout, I'll be there.
Yeah.
So
and so will he.
Yeah.
Making his plate and everything.
Exactly.
She'll be like, Kuro, do you need anything? And he'll be like, what? That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, next person, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
He wants to be invited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Desperately wants to be invited.
Desperately.
Yeah.
So
and I would honestly put him on the wait list as well.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Maybe that will make him want it more, and then he'll like bring something.
I mean, he already brought us Hamilton and In the Heights and the Moana soundtrack.
He did, and that soundtrack bops.
So we can wait list, but he could be like
honorable mention.
Top 10 in the wait list. So like,
like he's getting in, but he doesn't know that yet.
Yeah.
Yes. He can't be like, oh, I'm already here.
Yeah.
Okay, next person, Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
100. Easy.
This is the reason.
Katie would kill us if he didn't.
Well, Katie's barely invited to the... No, I'm kidding. She is. We talked about this last week.
That energy. Like
the reason is I had an Oscar Isaac phase in high school and it never went away.
As it shouldn't. It shouldn't have.
No, he's incredible. Yeah. What is he bringing to our cookout?
Himself.
I feel like he would bring like some dish from his culture or something like that.
Oh, he would bring his guitar too.
Yeah.
But do we want that?
That's not the cookout vibe.
That's not the...
You make a good point.
2 days. It's gonna be...
That's not what I was thinking, but you make a good point.
Next one, second to last one, Martin Freeman, not to be confused by Morgan.
I don't know who that man is.
Martin.
So I feel like in the past I would have said it maybe yes, but after he was in Black Panther, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not after he was in Black.
He was actually in Wakanda.
No, Wakanda. No.
Not over here. He had his time.
Is so funny.
He had his time and he did not.
Had his time. And he could have leveled up, but he leveled down.
But Bucky Barnes, yes.
It was a weird role for him to take.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Agreed.
And the last one, Rocco.
From Rocco's Modern Life?
No, Elmo's arch nemesis. Because obviously Elmo's there. Because Elmo is a black king.
Black king.
Yeah, he's black. But Rocco, he's an elf.
I'll throw Rocco into a lake. That's what I'll do.
So funny. Gosh.
Man, I'm so mad we didn't go through like fictional characters that we think are black, because now that just opened up something for me.
Well, I was going to go like that route, but then I was like, that'll just be a whole episode. Like that's just a whole discussion. Like all these people. And that's why I did anime characters instead of just like characters in general, because I was like, oh, like you can see the ethnicity of an anime character.
That's true.
But yeah.
That's so funny. We'll have to save that for later.
True. What a great little warm up for us before we get into talking about the real. Okay, so last week we were like hinting at we're going to be like deeper, more real, more trauma informing about just the Black experience, and not obviously because everyone's experience is different, but just like our Black experience of like growing up in like the suburbs and like predominantly white schools, stuff like that. So I'll kick us off. I was like, we were talking with our older sister earlier this week, and she was asking us, she was like, you got any like hair stories, like people touching your hair? Because like obviously it's like it's just not okay to touch, first of all, not okay to touch people's hair, but not okay to touch Black people's hair. Even though people like desperately want to do that so much. And I feel like I don't have like many stories on that, because I feel like my hair was like up or like whatever. But I feel I have one story of like people would be like, oh, you don't have Black hair, like what hair is yours, like all that. And I was like, what does that mean? Like
what hair is yours?
Like what hair is that? Like, can I touch it? And I'm like, first of all, like literally I don't, personal space, you know, like
and this is before COVID too.
This was before COVID. This was like when I was like maybe in high school. And I was like, first of all, at our big age of being teens, like you should not be trying to reach out and touch somebody's hair who you like don't have, like who's not your hair, you know, like
yeah.
what are we doing? But what about you guys? Because I know you like wear braids, like wear wigs, like your curly hair, like tell us your experience.
I mean
everything.
Yeah.
Where to start? You know,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, just yesterday, one of my coworkers who is Black, she was like, I just want to like tug on one of your curls. I was like, girl.
That's crazy. Not yesterday.
Yes. And I was like,
yeah, no. Like, what is it about wanting to touch someone else? Like, I don't, like, I'm not a zoo. Like, I'm not, like, what are we do? This is not a petting zoo. Like, what are we doing?
Literally.
It's crazy.
Especially with all the time and effort it takes to,
I think
like,
they
goes
just
into our hair.
I think they just think you like roll out of bed and are like, yeah, this is it. I'm like, you style your hair and it's barely wavy. What like, and it takes a long time. Like, what are we talking about for these like perfectly curled or perfectly done like hair, like
it's
hair that you think?
It's crazy. Like I mean, so there's a negative and a positive, good side and a bad side. The good side is one, like I can do so many different hairstyles. Literally,
for sure.
I have long hair one day, I have braids one day, and it's all fine. Like it's great. I'm a different person. The bad side to that is the comments that come. If I want to have braids one day and a bob wig the next, that's what I'm gonna do. But that doesn't mean I need did you grow your hair? Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. It's like, I need you to be for real. I had 12 inches of hair yesterday, and now I have 24. So like let's
use our critical thinking and just
figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Or for me, the funniest thing, obviously, like wigs are going to look like wigs. Like there's like good wigs, you know, there's probably a hidden bad wig. But like what gets me is when someone, not the kids that notice that we're wigs, but like another adult or like another Black woman or something is like, I can tell you're wearing a wig. I'm like, well, no shit, sis. Like, I need you to be for it. Like, yes. Like, hello. But then I'll be in public and I'll see someone else. I'm like, that's a wig. Like, it's like it's like a game of like, I know that's a wig.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I would never outwardly like, come out and say, like, I don't even say comments to people about their hair. So I can't imagine. It's crazy that people still do that to me, like all the time.
Right.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I'll go out of my way to give compliments to Black women about their hair because I know how good it feels when I receive a compliment. Because I'm like, thank you.
Yes.
Because my hair has, like, I've been coloring it, I've been getting it blonder, and I'm like, oh, she's so damaged.
Girl, don't talk to me about blonde hair.
Yeah, but like when I go out in my building and there's this one lady who has like red curly hair, and I'm like, oh my God, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I always make sure to compliment her. And she's like, girl, I love your hair too. Like, that's our moment.
Yeah. I think growing up was like definitely, I remember there was like a time in high school. She's like, yeah, you're one of the Black girls with like the good Black girl hair. Black girl hair. Black girl hair was the phrase, always the phrase. It was me and another girl named Katrina. She's like, you and Katrina have the best Black girl hair in the school.
You know what? People say that to me. They're like, your hair is different than other people because I would always have my hair straightened.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yes, this is when I had straightened hair too.
School. Yeah, because we all straightened our hair in high school.
We had to, because if we didn't, we would have never survived. Like, there's no way. I mean, there's the one time I wore beads, braids and beads. Never.
We know the bead story. We know the bead story.
So ever since then, yes, I've had perfectly straightened hair. And I, like, there was also one time when I was like, you know what? Like, I'm tired of straightening my hair. Like, I'm going to wear my hair natural. And you do it for the first time, and people are like, is that fake? Like, is that real? And or you have to be like, this is how my hair grows out of my head.
This
like,
is it, yeah.
Having to explain, like, this is literally like what it looks like when it grows out of my head.
Yeah.
Is like, it's bonkers to people. They're just like, what do you mean? Oh, like,
exactly.
They can't fathom that. And it's like, European beauty standards.
Yeah.
100%.
So many hair stories though. I mean,
it's just so crazy because it's like when I did it, like when I don't have my hair straight or like whatever, people are like, it's a little messy, little, and I'm like, first of all, let me live my life. Maybe I'm going through it, but also let's just not comment on people's appearances like that. Like, why are we in the year of 2025 still doing that?
Yeah.
That's what I tell my kids all the time.
Do you have any stories of your kids being like, did you work in like a predominantly Black school?
Yes, like
I did
95% Black.
Yeah.
So I always try and like hype them up when they get their hair done and stuff.
Yeah.
But there are some, like, I feel like most of the teachers are white. So I'm always like, there was this one teacher who was like, oh, did you one girl got her hair straightened and she was like, oh, did you like get your like more hair? She didn't know how to like say.
Yeah.
She was trying to be PC, but then also
exactly. I was like, girl.
What?
Like, what are you even saying? If you like what she did with her hair, you can just say, I like your hair.
Exactly. It can be that simple.
And I'm like, why do I have to teach you this when I'm teaching the kids that?
It's bad. When I lived in Portland and there was only 3 Black people there, I wore my hair natural one day, and I just remember, this was like probably the first and last day. I walked into the school, elementary school, first thing a kid said, crazy hair day.
I would quit that day. Quit that day.
I'm gonna get mad. And she wasn't even trying to be funny. Like, she was literally like,
she's just a kid, and she's like, it's not crazy hair day.
She's like, your hair's wild today. It's not crazy hair day. And I had to like up in a bun. Like, I'm like, thank you.
That is my 13th reason.
No, literally.
But also, it's like the second time she's seen a Black person before, so like I don't fault her to it, but also,
not crazy hair day is insane.
Yeah. So that was humbling experience for sure.
Wow.
Humbling experience. There is, I mean, I think also what's crazy is like there's levels to like being a Black girl in hair. Like, there's the Black girls that never learned how to do their hair. There's the Black girls that like execute it every time with like the edges and the gels and the slick back. Like, and on that spectrum, I think I'm probably like in the middle. Like, sometimes I think I really eat like with my hair. I'm like, yes, like I did that. And then the other times I look back at pictures and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, I had nobody tell me. Like, just wrong. Like, just wrong. It just looked wrong. And it's like, I can't, like, today with the wig, it's like, I know this looks bad, but like, I'm just gonna pull through. I'm gonna push through, you know? And then there's other times where I'm like, these braids, they eat. And then I look back, I'm like, the hair is out, like they're overgrown, like
the edges were not,
But what is so funny is like only other Black people know that. Like,
oh yeah,
I can put braids in my hair for 3-4 months and still get compliments in the 4th month. Like, white people like, you're like, girl,
it's like a meme,
and that's when you know it's time to take it out.
That's when it's time. When you start getting the compliments, that's when it's time. But
when it's not a natural transition from like your first, like one hairstyle to the next, and then they're like, that looks amazing. You're like, this?
Got it.
Okay,
My favorite Canon event, not to keep going on about the hair, but it just goes on. My favorite Canon event for hair is like the first time that I ever wear a bonnet in front of like the guy that I'm talking to, because they've all been white guys. So like the first time that like I've ever worn a bonnet, having to like be like, all right, I'm gonna have to talk about this whole dissertation of like why do we wear bonnets? Like here's what it does. Like here's what happens if I don't do it. Like why, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And it's just such like a canon event for like people that date interracially of like there comes a moment when like you get comfortable enough to wear your bonnet and you get comfortable enough to wear like your braids like under your wig, the braids that you have like under your wig. And one time Scott was like, just take your wig off. Like I just want to see what's under there. Like take your wig off.
Just do it.
And I was like, okay, it's like a Disney Channel when you're like, you take it off and you turn around and you're like, and I took it off. It's bald, basically, with the braids. Yeah. And he's like, oh, that's what goes on underneath, like just completely dumbfounded. And he's like, what do you call them? And I'm like, what do I call what? He's like, the braids. He's like, I thought they were called corn rolls.
Corn rolls?
Rolls.
Like a bread. Like a thing of bread.
I said, Lord have mercy. Where am I? Where am I?
He had an
You're in the South, honey. You're in the South.
Corn rolls. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where I'm at. And now his daughter wears my bonnet all the time. So
I love that. I love that. But yeah, I also love that bonnets are becoming more like mainstream, and people like you see all these white girlies on TikTok or like just anybody, not just white girlies, who are like, get unready with me, get da da da, and they're like have their bonnet, have their whatever, and I'm like, okay, good. You were bullying people before, but like, okay, good. Glad you have it now.
What is you guys' discourse about wearing bonnets outside?
I don't personally, but I'm not mad at people who do, but there's a caveat of I feel like if you're doing that, you need to have an inside and an outside bonnet, because putting your outside bonnet that you've been into all these stores with the post office with on your pillow, what we talking about?
Disgusting.
That's
it's supposed
crazy.
To protect your hair.
My question about the outside versus inside bonnet is like, if the purpose of the bonnet is make sure your hair looks good when you go outside, right? Like when you leave your house, and you keep the bonnet on, what event, what scenario are you taking the bonnet for?
When you're going to dinners? No.
When you're going to party?
When you're out, yeah. When I'm dressed also well, like that's what.
Yeah, because usually when they're going out with their bonnet, they're like wearing pajamas or sweats.
Yes.
Yeah, but so they're not out.
You're not out. It's like that's where I'm like, okay, so this is not the scenario for you to take your bonnet off. I'm so intrigued to know what is. Like what's the threshold for like, okay, it's time to take this off and like
I think the first the thing that led to this was the pajamas in public.
Yes.
I think when people started doing that, all bets were off for everything.
It's a one-to-one.
It's a one-to-one.
All people that wear their bonnets out wear pajamas.
Yeah.
But not all people that wear pajamas wear their bonnets out. But it is
but they could.
The bonnet, they could. The bonnet is just like part of the PJs, like part of your nighttime routine. And so when you're doing that, going out, I mean,
so have they not done their like morning skincare?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Like you're just not ready to do anything. You're just not ready.
Yeah,
which is interesting. But yeah, personally for me, I couldn't wear my bonnet out.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I wouldn't wear it out, but I'm not judging. Depending on location. I know probably something I wear, people are like, what is that girl wearing?
Yeah.
Just my concert tee or something, like.
Feeney has a bonnet and he literally sleeps with it. Like he doesn't even put it on his head. He sleeps with it.
That's so
like,
cute.
anything on your head. And he calls it his hat. So he's like, where's my hat? Where's my hat?
Aww.
And I just think it's so funny because it's like, we're getting to it being on the head.
Yeah.
And then
it's close.
It's close. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's like a blankie.
Yeah, it is his blanket, but he's got a house bonnet, he's got a house hat. He's got a car hat that I keep in the car, and then he's got a hat at his dad's house. So he's got
That's so cute.
He's got the hats.
He's got the hat. He's
I
ready.
love that.
Ready
That's
to
so
go.
Cute. That is so cute. Just in the schools. Any stories? I feel like it's just story time with Adia, Aaron, and Jay. Like,
yes,
it's just story time. One story about being Black. One thing that I've always gotten asked, or like told, actually, not asked, because if they were asking, that'd be fine. If they were telling me, that's another thing. Since me and Jay are mixed, half Black, half Indian, people are always like, what are you? And I'm like, a human being. What are we talking about? A human.
Yeah.
Like, sadly, an American, but like an American, a human being. They're like, no, like,
you're
what is that? What is that? And I'm like, what?
Hello?
And that has happened far too many times, and far like too recently, of like people being, first of all, people not knowing the word ethnicity. Like
ethnicity, race, nationality.
Like not knowing the difference between all those things, and then also just like not knowing, if you're gonna ask a stupid question, at least have the word that will like make it make a little sense. Like if someone's like, oh, Aaron, what's your ethnicity? I'll be like, I'm Black and Indian. But if someone's like, what are you? I'm a human being.
American, a human being, and you're like, no, what else? Like, where are you
like,
really
I'm
from?
a fangirl.
I'm like,
what
whatever.
label?
Yeah, I'm just like, it's so stupid. But this is not in relation to being Black, but this is in relation to being Indian. I had somebody in college be like, oh, but you're not Indian really. And it was another Indian person. And I was like, what? I was like, explain yourself. Like, what? Because I'm pretty sure I've been to India and you haven't been. So what's the tea there? What's the tea there?
Or an Indian member of our family's wedding.
Exactly. So I was like, that will be that's something that's stuck with me for 10 plus years since that person said it. And I was just like, I know they didn't mean like actual harm by it, but like, people, let's be cautious of our words and like what we say to each other, especially when you're like in a school situation or in a work situation of like talking to people who you're like trying to get to know, hear about, learn about, and they're a different ethnicity, nationality, whatever from you. Like, let's be mindful of our words, but like,
and let's not tell people what they are.
Yeah. Or to just be like, no, I will raise you to that. So okay, you guys, you're mixed, and like you have the ability to be like, actually, I'm this and this.
Yeah.
The other side of that, being 100% Black and someone's still asking you and you're like, I'm Black, and they're like, no, you have something, and you're like, I'm Black and I'm Black. Like, I don't.
My mom's Black, my dad's Black. Thank you.
No,
my pappy's Black. Like, everyone's Black. Blackity Black.
And they're like, well, you have like good hair, or like, well, you don't have this Black feature that I like. And it's like, I don't know what you want me to do besides show you my family tree. But like, I don't, like, I'm not, I get, like, I used to get it a lot in high school where people would be like, your eyes, they're like, are you sure you don't have something? I'm like, I'm sure. My mom, my dad, my grandpa, like it goes back.
Everybody. Yeah.
It goes back. I mean, my maiden name is a slave name. So like, I need you. Yeah, there's no mixing here. So it's just crazy. And now Phoenix doesn't look Black. at all. And I'm like, he's gonna have to prove to people that he's Black. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. Do you guys remember that thing that was going around, like that poet who was biracial, and she said that she was a quadroon?
No.
A what?
I don't remember that.
She was doing slam poetry, and she's biracial, and she's a quarter Black. So she was saying like biracial, 50-50 or whatever. But she is like basically being like, I'm a quadroon, so I'm only 1/4 Black. And like, it was just like a whole thing of like people being like, if both your grandparents aren't Black, or like if you can't name 4 Black people in your family, like, it was like people were basically like doing like genealogy on TikTok of like who's Black enough. Like, and it's like, my thing is, if you gotta drop, you gotta drop. Like,
yeah,
you add a drop of Black to anything else, and it's going to be a different color. Like that's like, it's not going to be the same color anymore. Like that's the way I think about it. But then if you like break down the people that are like 5% Black and like 95% something else, and they try to claim the Black, then it's like, whoa, hold on. Hold on. Like, let's, like, yes, the one drop rule, but also there's other things involved there. And they're usually the ones that go like the hardest about.
Honestly, yeah.
Yes, like the ones with the smallest amount go the hardest, which I appreciate that you want to be, the majority, but statistically,
you're standing up for
yes, but
our race, but
it's not aligning mathematically. But it's neither here nor there. I can't talk. My son's half, so, and I'd say that's the most. That's the most of them is the half. So you can claim it. And that takes us to our next portion that's not on here because I'm just yapping.
We love.
Do biracial Black people get to celebrate half of Black History Month or all of Black History Month?
I know that's the bit.
That's the bit.
But I'm celebrating all of it.
Yes.
Right.
Because I've had to live my whole life as a Black person and people being like,
and like we already get the shortest month.
First of all,
so 14 days is like a hard no. Like,
that's crazy.
And it's my birthday month. Like, don't make me share.
Exactly. Yeah, that's wild behavior. When the 14th comes around in February and everyone's like, all right, you're ready till your month's over.
I'm like, first of all, that's a crazy joke that TikTok has like started and like kept going. And I'm like, I've seen too many videos of people each year being like, okay, it's February 15th. Biracials, get out of here. And I'm like, what are we actually talking about? Because what you're saying is very harmful. Like,
because if you put us like, all in a room, they're still gonna be like, you're Black and you're Black.
Exactly.
So, end of the day.
Exactly. Because I'm like, first of all, just as Americans, like, what else is in your system because of the Americans,
Thank you.
So.
Thank you.
Jay, any stories from?
Yes. That's what I was gonna say. Sorry.
We were fully yapping, so
no. Like the bit was funny for a second, but I don't like it.
Yeah. It's done. It's overplayed.
Yes.
Do you guys say the N-word?
No.
I literally say the N-word.
Yeah, exactly. It's the N-word to me.
I've said it like in songs.
Yeah.
Like at a concert when I'm like really feeling it. I'm like, but
I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna cancel myself.
Canceling myself.
So true. That is so true.
It's just like, I feel like since we grew up in like the suburbs, predominantly like white places, like I feel like since we were like had to be like, okay, it's a bad word for everybody, like we took that inwardly and we're like, it's a bad word for us. When I'm like, it's us like Black people reclaiming the word.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I still I'm not gonna say it, but I'm like,
N-word.
Say it. I mean, if you want, I will. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Yeah, but just everyone on 3. What? No.
Like so I don't say it like my everyday.
Yeah,
language,
it's not in my
but
lingo.
Like, but there's definitely times where I'm like, oh, this Negro, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
But I feel like there's a difference between that and then like the N-word.
Yes.
Right.
Big difference. Yes. Because sometimes they'd be like, I'm just speaking Spanish. Like,
and you're like,
El Negro, El Negra. And then other times, like, I think I've met, like, first of all, the ER discourse is just like insanity. Like, just even hearing it, it's like, oh,
it's harsh.
I'm like the most shocked. It's like reverse.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you meant it from down in your depths when you said that.
Yeah, no, hard R is like, it's like, yeah, you had, that was
brewing.
Yeah.
You meant it when you said.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Jay was telling me about a coworker she has recently that called her a light skin.
Yes.
And I want to talk about it because it's like that term gets thrown around willy-nilly, like about like everything. So Jay, first, like, tell us like what your coworker said to you. Like, well, you had 2 coworkers who's not.
No, it was one
called
coworker,
you, and then one you asked.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, this happened like months ago, and when she said it, she was like talking about the both of us, and I was like, "That's weird," but then I didn't like bring it up because I was like, "That was kind of weird that she said that." But then she said it again like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Hold on,
wait a minute,
are you talking about me?"
Is this
about us? Yeah,
because I think she is light skinned. And I do not think I am.
Yeah.
And I have never thought that I was. And then it just was like, am I seeing myself differently from how the world is seeing me? Because I was like, I don't have like a white grandparent. Like,
I mean, our grandma was very light.
She was
our black
light
side, but like
she was light skinned.
She was light skinned. We, on the other hand, are not.
I'm like, I am medium.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought I was. And like, if I'm getting makeup or something, it's like always a medium tone. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm medium. I look like my mom's skin tone. She's Indian. So I was just like, hold on, do you think that I am light skinned? And she was like, yeah. I was like, why?
And it's like, well, that shifts everything then, because if you think that, then it's like, well, who's on the other end? Like,
exactly.
I was very confused. So then yesterday, I asked the librarian at my school, and she's like, I think in her 60s. I don't know. She's retiring this year. So she was like, well, back in the day, what we used to do is a paper bag.
Yes.
Like, where's the paper bag? But then she looked at me. She's like, no, I think you're medium. But she paused for like a really, really, really long time.
You're like,
and I was like,
I'm rethinking my whole existence. Like,
I know, because obviously I had talked to my sisters about it afterwards, after that initial interaction. And we like went back and forth about it because we were like, okay, what, like, how do people really define like being light skinned? And we came to the conclusion that no, I'm not light skinned.
Yeah.
But people obviously define it different ways.
Yeah. I was like, even because our older sister she was thinking like one definition, and then I was kind of thinking the other, and both weren't the same, and both wouldn't categorize either of us as light skin. I've never been called light skin, thank God. But not thank God. But I've never been called it. So I'm just like, that's crazy. But we were saying that how I think of it is I feel like I've thought of it as the way that the world has been like, oh, they're light skinned, but also I'm like, oh, maybe a person who is like part white, lighter skinned, you know, like blah blah blah. But then our older sister was saying it's someone who has two black parents who like pops out light.
Yes. Yes, that's how I look at it. I mean, because my sister is hella light skin and she wears it like a badge of honor. And then
I love that for her.
I popped out, and then we get all the time, you guys aren't sisters. And it's like, okay, well, and she has to convince people more of the time that she doesn't have any white in her bloodline, which I don't know, because she is a little bit too light for being on. Oh, a little bit too light there.
I'm crying.
But yeah, that's what I've always said. It's like, it's just,
I guess when you have somebody in your immediate family who is like, you're like, oh, like obviously, like we have the same parents. You just popped out light.
lighter.
Yeah, and our sister made the case that like back in the day in America, that's traditionally how light skin was defined because you know they weren't mixing race like
race mixers. Why not? Yeah, like I wouldn't define Feeny as light skin. I just feel like he's mixed. Like
that's fair.
Right, and that's how we say like I guess someone would be like biracial or mixed. That's also what she was saying. And that's how I usually define myself. I just say I'm mixed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm light skinned.
Yeah. Hey, I'm light skinned.
I'm light skinned, so and I was like, because it also is like our mom, like she's from South India, and so it's like people in South India are not light. They're very like there are, you know, some here and there, but they're like mostly like darker skinned Indians. And so I'm just like, in nowhere would we even have the like light of it. But
genetics.
So I was shocked and scandalized.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, she tried to do you dirty for that one.
She did. And she was like us. I was like, and then you sent the picture, and I was like,
yeah, I sent a picture of both of us, and I was like, wait, in this picture we look a little similar.
I was like, she looks
lighting
the slightest bit lighter
I
than
don't
you,
go
but I was
outside.
like, it's similar.
I don't go outside, so I'm not tan.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know. Saying that phrase might have changed things.
She's light skinned. No, okay.
Light skin. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Speaking of tan, like growing up in school and like summertime.
Oh my God.
You won't believe what I had the conversation a teacher was saying in front of me today.
Oh gosh.
She put on a fake tan last night and she was talking in a group of teachers and I was standing right there. I was like, girl, do you know who you're looking at? Why do I want to be a part of this conversation? Congratulations on your fake tan.
The gag was when people were like, look, I'm almost as dark as you. And I was like, in what world are you almost as dark as me?
Yeah.
But also like, what? And then what the funniest thing was the like few days before prom when you would go into school and like all the white girlies were like orange and had gotten fake tans. And they were like, I got my tan. And I'm like, I can tell. But it was like it was like one day they were all normal. And then the next day orange. And I was like gagged walking through the senior hallway being like, hello?
Like,
did you all
really
go to the same
something
place?
that they do?
They really do.
They said like Manny's Petty's tan.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I'm like, your face isn't matching the rest of your body. So maybe we should fix that.
My gosh. Yeah.
Gosh, it was so funny.
What a time in Northern Virginia growing up.
Honestly, it's just like, would I have asked for a different, you know, place to grow up? I don't know, because I didn't grow up in like another place, and like, you know, I had to find education, like find friends, like it wasn't anything crazy. Like it led me to VCU, met my girlies, like, so it's like I'm not upset at the path I took for some things. Let's not get crazy, but it's like, would I have enjoyed being a part of a more like Black moment. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like I really wasn't around any Black people until I went to VCU.
There were like, yeah, I feel like there were a few. A handful.
Yeah, just a few.
Just a literal few.
Yeah.
And then
damn,
is what it is.
And it was what it was.
It was what it was.
And it will be what it will be.
And it will stay what it is. There we go. I was on a TikTok the other week and I saw this like random discourse. I think obviously my FBI agent was listening to what me and Adia were like planning on for our episodes, and it brought me some videos that were talking about whitewashed Black girls versus suburban Black girls, and like the discourse between that. And I was like, first of all, I was like, what do we define? Like, what am I defining as like whitewashed? And what the general gist of these videos was that like whitewashed Black girls was like a derogatory term. And then like, yeah. And then suburban Black girls are just like girlies who grew up in the suburbs. And I was like, I feel like I try not to be, but that's who we
100%.
are.
Yeah.
Us. Yeah.
But
it'd be fake of us to say otherwise. Like
exactly.
There is a distinction in Black girls. Like, I mean, and not even like as a stereotype, there's just a distinction. Like,
for sure.
I mean, and you can tell right away. Like, it's not, at least for us, we can notice and like tell.
Yeah.
But like a whitewashed Black girl, the hair is a dead giveaway usually. Not derogatory, I'm just saying. Like, typically.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah.
The hair's a dead giveaway. The interactions.
Yeah, it was like how they're just like acting and speaking.
Yeah.
And, like
not like when you
not just normal talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, not just normal talk, but like you're trying to be a white person.
Yes.
But you are not.
Yes. Like Candace Owen is like a good example there. I mean, I could Google a bunch, but no, the suburban Black girl is like an elevated. It's like the target version of the whitewashed Black girl, only because they've been around the white culture, but they're not in it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're Black girl that understands and has seen the white culture, but they haven't let the culture wash them.
Yeah.
Right.
You catch
but I feel like people from the outside who are not part of the suburban Black girl, they're like, you let the culture wash away from you. And I'm like, no, this is just how I've lived my life.
Yes. Yeah.
And how this is how my Black family grew up. Like,
right. They were probably the token Black girl in their friend group.
That's it. Token. Yeah.
Yeah.
Token.
And like they say, tokens always get spent.
I'm crying.
I saw it on a TikTok comment the other day.
I know you were like, this is gonna eat, and I need to say this episode.
I don't for this one.
You're like, let's clip that later.
That's gonna be a good clip.
It will be, with us just being like
silence, right? Because it just hit. It really was like, yeah, that was good. Delivery, all of that was good. Damn.
That was incredible.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh, the token Black friend. That was us. And I look through like back on like high school pics, even college pics. I'm like, wow. Unless like me and Adia were in a pic together, me and Sav were in a pic together, like that was crying from the trauma.
Damn, what a time.
Jay, did you well, you were in college, did you like have more Black friends, or were you, because I know you were like in university as well?
Lord have mercy.
Followed in your footsteps.
Followed in my footsteps. I'm sorry for the trauma. But RM would have made you go.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't there. So
I know. Yeah, I definitely had more Black friends because of the music school.
true, yeah.
That's the only reason. I'm like trying to think of where I met more friends. Nah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Nothing beats your first like really good Black girlfriend. Like nothing beats it. You're like,
For sure.
fuck, this is like it. Like this is there's something, that connection, like it's, I don't know how to explain it, but like you never forget.
Yeah.
You never forget her.
I also love, like, speaking of Black girl friendships, I have loved that me and my sisters like have such different experiences, like growing up. Like, even though we all grew up together, we all went to like predominantly white schools. Like, we all have such different experiences. So like getting to like chitty chat with each other and be like, oh, well, like my experience was this, and our older sister will be like, oh, well, mine was this, and Jay will be like, oh, mine was this. And so it's been, we love a Black girl friendship, the sisterhood of it all.
The sisterhood of it all.
And now I'm getting jealous of all the biddies in the D9. And I'm like, why was I not in the D9?
Literally. That's like my biggest regret.
Like, honestly, same.
For sure.
I think it was our junior or senior year, like 2 of the D9 came to VCU because they weren't there before.
They were suspended. Their chapter was like, and then they finally got off suspension, and I'm like, nice. But then I was also like,
I was already just
I'm about to leave. Like,
I'm about to leave, and the fees, and
honestly,
the fees were the only thing that were stopping me from being in a sorority. So
100%.
Imagine if I had been in a sorority.
We would be
I was in one.
Unstoppable. Yes, a different kind of sorority. Different kind.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts of our Blackity Black episode?
I will say my favorite quote, which I heard my mom say a bunch. I don't know where she got it from. It's always, I only have to do 2 things in this life: stay Black and die.
Amen.
Yeah. My job.
She said, that's it. Mind my own Black behind and move on.
Love that.
We go.
Well, it's that time of the month.
It can't be It Boy of the Month without Katie, though.
It can be, because we've done it before. So funny. You were trying.
Inclusion.
We have Jay.
That's right. I'm prepared. I mean, I have my It Boy.
I was ready. Like, is this you?
No,
saying I'm not prepared.
I'm prepared.
Because it's been on the dock. Who wants to go first?
Our guest.
Okay.
Oh,
are you not prepared?
No, I was just surprised that you chose me to go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick Thomas Müller because it was announced that he's retiring. Oh, he's my favorite footballer. So
if you remember from the football episode.
From my first, what am I saying? Feature.
Okay.
Your podcast.
I was like, what word was I trying to pick out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's retiring, and I'm just really gonna miss him. And he scored a goal the other day, and I thought to myself, what if that's his last goal?
Oh my God, stop. First of all, knock on wood, we cannot be having that kind of
the whole team's like out. Anyway,
so love that. It's also, Thomas was one of mine It Boy of the Months. So love that for us, because he's just a gem of a person, and he's so it's still iffy if he's retiring or if he's just leaving Bayern Munich.
You're right. I was hasty with my words.
Yeah. So we know for a fact he's leaving Bayern Munich after 25 years.
Damn.
Because he started in their like academy and
program.
then like has been playing since. And so the higher ups in Bayern Munich decided that he was not getting a contract 2025, 2026.
I mean, they got these young bloods out here, so
literally, but he's literally like Mr. Bayern. Like if people think Bayern Munich, they're like Thomas Müller. So TBD on where he'll go next, or if he'll like fully retire and not, because he's Mr. Bayern and he's played for them for 25 years. Like, will he go to like the MLS, like, or wherever, or will he just, retire and live, laugh, love? So
he says he wants to play.
I want him to play. And
but I can't imagine him anywhere else.
Yeah. Selfishly, I hope he comes to the MLS because Bayern loves to send people to LAFC. And so if he plays for LA, I'll be there. I'll be sad. And then my second It Boy of the month, because I had a feeling that Jay was going to say Thomas Müller. His name is Mingyu. And he is from the K-pop group 17. And he is just an adorable, sexy, wonderful gem of a person.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, it was his birthday recently, and like some of his like members were posting like pictures of them. I was like, wow, save. He's also just like, I don't know, just an angel. And I cannot say enough
super
good words
hot.
about, yeah. Again, circling back, he's so hot, so fine, and just seems like a gem. Anyway, so catch that.
Love that.
Catch that edit after this. So, but yeah, what about you, Adia?
So my It Boy of the month, I'm gonna say he's my It Boy, not because he's hot or anything like that, because this kid is literally born in like 2005. So it's not it's not for that aspect. He's my It Boy because he's just been on fire lately.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the guy.
You don't have to
okay,
explain
so
why he's your It Boy.
Want to clarify that it's not, he's a child.
He's an actual boy. Yeah.
He's an actual boy. So my It Boy of the month this month, his name is Ryan Leonard. Ryan Leonard has been having the time of his life last 2 weeks. Okay. He plays hockey for Boston College. Gets drafted by the Washington Capitals, like 8th overall or whatever, but he's still playing college hockey, right? It's finals hockey playoff in collegiate. His college gets out of the playoff, they get picked out, or they don't win anyway. So it's like a Monday, this Saturday. On Monday, the Capitals basically activate him, and they're like, "You're done with school. Like, you're joining the Caps now." So he literally leaves college. He's still enrolled.
He's like,
yeah.
He's like, don't care about finals.
Yeah, they're like, you're on the roster tonight, right? It's in his hometown, so it's against the Boston Bruins. So he gets to literally go one day playing for Boston College, the next day goes playing for the Caps at the Boston Bruins. All of his friends are there wearing like his hockey jersey from like college, whatever. It's a great time. He makes his debut. It's wonderful, all of that stuff, right? The next game he's in is the game that Ovi, Alex Ovechkin, beats Wayne Gretzky's record.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, I have to backtrack. So before that, Alex Ovechkin gets 2 goals, right? He meets Wayne Gretzky's goal amount. He could have gone for a third to go over it. Ovi lets Ryan take an empty net goal to get his first goal in the NHL.
I love that.
Ovi could have beat the record, done all of this that night. He's like, nah, man. Like,
he said, I'll do it.
He's like, yes.
I'll get it done.
He's like, now it's your time. So he plays his first game literally in the Caps. The next day, he gets his first goal because Ovi lets him. The next game, Ovi gets the goal and he beats the thing. They're in the locker room. Wayne fucking Gretzky is in the locker room. He's like, where's that new kid that just hit that goal? He's like, good job, you did that. This kid is having the time of his life.
Wow.
To go from literally being in college to playing for a professional team to getting his
heroes,
meeting his hero. Like, Obi's
yeah.
been playing hockey longer than he has been alive.
Literally,
like,
literally.
He's literally having this time of his life. And it is just amazing. Like, everyone is hyping this kid up like so much. And I just love it. Like, I absolutely love it. He's living his best life. It's a time. It's a great time. So that's why he's my employee of the month, because he's the future of Capital Hockey.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Yes. Thank you.
For him.
What loves the Icks, anyone?
I do have one love. It has captivated me for the last week.
Okay.
And I also have an ick to that. So they're related. So my love for the week, I found this TikToker. Her name is Morgan Roos, and she does storytime TikTok of her adventures going out in Denver to the bar. She goes out, she drinks, she goes to the bar, she parties, she just talks about her drama basically in her life and the interactions. And I stumbled across the video. It had like 6 million views, and then that went to like part 2 to part 3 to part 4. And I'm hooked. The way that first of all, I hate story times on TikTok because they take too long. Like, they never get to the point.
Not everyone is meant to be a storyteller.
Yes.
And that's okay.
Exactly.
But just know your strengths.
Like, if I have to go to the comments 3 seconds into the video just to figure out what went on, like, you're talking to, like, it's too much. I did not have this problem watching Morgan's videos. It is so captivating. And mind you, her videos are like 8 minutes each, like each part. Like, I'm listening. I'm listening to a 35-minute debacle about her weekend. Anyway, she just gives us so much tomfoolery. And I'm obsessed. But anyway, this weekend was like a big one coming up. Like, she starts her weekends on Thursday. She starts the weekends on Thursdays.
Must be nice.
Usually like on Monday of like, here's what happened this weekend. And last week, everyone was waiting on Monday, right? This Monday, because she has been trying to hook up with this girl in her apartment who was married. And the last thing that happened last weekend is that the husband was going out of town. So she was like, I'm in there. We're so back. Like, let's get it. Like, it's happening. It's happening. Morgan doesn't post on Monday. Everyone's like, Morgan, where's the update? Where's the weekend update? Right? It's Tuesday. She doesn't post. It's Wednesday. She finally fucking posts. She posts 4 parts. Oh, why does she end the part 4? Part 5 has not been uploaded yet. It's Thursday. Okay.
So your weekend's about to start again, girl. Like,
she is supposed to be going out tonight. So like, everyone in the comments is like, Morgan, where's part 5? Like, you left us off with a cliffhanger. Well, basically, the husband didn't go out of town, but the husband lost a lot of money on the Duke basketball game because I guess Duke lost in March Madness. So he got really drunk at the bar to make up for the fact that he lost a shit ton of money. And they went back to the apartment, and the husband was like, you know what? I give you the green light. Like, I know you're trying to hook up. Like, I know you like my life. Like, I give you the green light. And she's like, I had to say no because I was too drunk. And then she ends the part. So everyone's like, what the fuck happens? Like, what goes on? What happens? What happens? It's Thursday. This is my ick. She posted on Instagram 30 minutes ago. Oh, I'm so sick tonight, guys. I don't think I can go out. You don't think you can go out? You better rally. Get the fuck up and go to your little dive bar, because I need these story times now. Like, I need to live vicariously through you.
Yeah.
And I'm just so upset that there's not a part 5 and she's not going out tonight. Like, I don't.
That's honestly so rude of her.
So invested, like, in her life right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just so mad that she just posted that.
Man, now I'm invested.
I know.
Have to just watch the one pinned video, and you'll go down a rabbit hole.
Send us the link.
I will. Yeah. You'll go down a rabbit hole because that's how she hooked me too.
That is crazy. I can go next. My loves. do I have an ick this week besides work? But that's always my loves. One, me and my roommate Marika, we decided last week after the pod, we were like, let's go to the store and buy some vodka and make martinis. So so we made martinis. So that was so fun. And now our like entire like kitchen table is just full of alcohol, and we look like alcoholics, but I'm like, we're not.
That's
It
so
was
fun.
just
I've
a
actually never had a martini before.
Me either.
wow.
That's...
Okay. Well, go make some. It's quick, easy. Um, Two, the song that has been revived on my playlist is Us Against the World by Play.
Us against the world.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah.
A fantastic throwback. Those girlies were onto something.
Mm-hmm.
And they ate with that music video.
Else
said I could say this
too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah.
So slay with that. And then this is a love and a nick of all the attention Robert Irwin is getting on social media.
Yeah.
So first of all, for those who don't know, Robert Irwin, Steve Irwin's son, who's 21, posted a
I always
Bonds
forgot
ad.
how old he is.
Yeah. We know, like, I've never forgotten he's young. I'm like, he's precious. Here we are. He, this past week, posted an ad for Bonds underwear, holding a snake in the only underwear. And I was like, like, but I was like, okay, like, wow, good for you, looking great, but you're 21. So
yes, please,
here we are.
Eyes.
But then going on TikTok and people being like, here's me running to Australia, here's me blah blah blah. It's just like so funny. But then I'm like, okay, people, like, let's not forget, like, let's not be too creepy. Like, we can be like, oh, he's so hot, he's so attractive, like, good for him. But I'm like, let's not be too creepy, because he's a nice boy, actually. So like, don't scare him. And then the TikToks of people being I saw a TikTok of someone who had a photo with Robert in 2010. They were both like children, obviously. And she was like, wow, should have been finessing my husband instead of looking at, crocodiles and snakes. And I was like, yeah, girl. But it was just funny. Just like the TikToks and the difference of, I saw someone say, Steve Irwin could handle a crocodile, but Robert Irwin can handle a cougar. And I said, like,
please,
stop.
Please.
I was like, please cut it out. But I love that he's getting the attention that, like, love that for him. But also I'm like, because I followed him on Instagram, like on TikTok, whatever. He's a wholesome boy. And he just wants to like share the good news of like wildlife, like conservatory, blah blah blah. And then also he's like, I saw a video of him talking about like women's health and being a big advocate for that and like all this stuff. And I was like, let's focus and let's remember like all of this.
Do not taint him.
I know. I was like, but please. But yeah, anyway, that's that on that. I also forget that his mom is American. Like, his mom is American. His brother-in-law is American. And he was like, I'm just looking for that American girl. And I was like, and all these people will be like, and I'm like, chill.
Trying to get that visa. Get out of here.
Exactly.
I didn't know that.
Exactly.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm going to say one of my loves is that I've been listening to 2000s music. I made a huge playlist the other day.
You did.
Just 2000s. So good. I had other things I wanted to say, and I should have written it down. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's the book fair time at my school. And there's just something about that time that's just so exciting. It turns me into a giving person. because I joke around and I'm like, this is my part-time job because the librarians need help during that time. So I'm like, I'm clocking in. And I act like a salesperson and I'm like, y'all, you'll love this book. It has so and so in it. And then I go to the cash register and I check it out for the kids. They're like, how much is this book? And I'm like, $14.99. They're like that's $15. You have enough. It's just so fun.
Yeah. I love that.
And there's a One Piece poster that one of my kids is going to freak out over. It's just, I love that I can point out the things that my students are going to love. And I'm like, yeah, they're going to go crazy.
That's our future.
Anyway, gonna miss them when I quit.
Yeah.
I had another thing I wanted to say, but
that's okay. You know, all you gotta do, Jay, is stay black and die.
Exactly.
And on that note, thanks everybody for listening, for tuning in to our Black on the Black episode.
Y'all Negroes,
what was I saying? Oh, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us on socials. We're funny. We're relatable. Bye.